Hi folks, welcome back to Rule of Thumb. Today we are going to use that leftover bourbon from the bourbon chocolate pecan pie. And I'm going to show you how to make your very own vanilla at home, but we're going to make bourbon vanilla. So I'm going to get everything together. I'm going to bring you in close so you can see what we're going to do. It doesn't get much easier than this, folks, so it's going to be a quick one. I'll bring you right back. Okay folks, we're back, and as you can see, it's a pretty simple setup here. So what I have here is the leftover bourbon from the pie. I ordered some vanilla beans. I did have to, auction off one of my cats to afford these, but I'm just kidding. You know I wouldn't do that. But the vanilla beans are really expensive. But the good part about it is when you make yours, you can continue to add to it and continue to rejuvenate it. And these beans will get you a lot of vanilla. Now, how many you use is completely up to you, because obviously the less you use, the longer it'll take, and the strength will be less. The more you use, the stronger it'll be, and hopefully the quicker it'll be, but not necessarily. So, this is 10 beans, and I'm going to use them all. What I have here, because I'm sure somebody's going to ask, is a hasp top bottle that's got the, the flip top lid. And I got this, I know you folks are going to be shocked by this, but this came from Aldi. I know, I never shop there. But this is, they sell lemonade in these bottles at Aldi, and in the summer, I'm a fan of the lemonade that they sell there, so we'll buy these, we'll drink the lemonade, we'll peel the labels off, scrub up the bottles real good, and I have a fairly large back stock of these bottles that someday I'm going to have to figure out what to do with. But today, we're going to use one for vanilla. So what I did is I scrubbed it up really good. I used soap and water on the inside, cleaned it out the best I could, got a brush down in there as far as I could. But then what I did is I filled this up with boiling hot water so that it would sterilize it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump that out, and then we're going to get the vanilla beans in the jar and the bourbon in the jar, and I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like. Okay folks, I thought I'd bring you back while I'm doing this. So I got the vanilla beans in the jar, and it made me think that we should talk about that for a minute here. There's a couple schools of thought on the vanilla beans. For many years, they would tell you when you were making vanilla to split the bean, down the lengthwise of the bean, and either scrape the vanilla out of it and put that in the jar, or just split the bean and put the whole split bean in the jar. The current school of thought, or the one that I am following, is to not split the bean because the bean will not break down as quickly, and you will get a longer life and a deeper flavor out of the vanilla. So I literally dropped the 10 beans in the jar whole, straight out of the package. We are now going to take this bourbon and fill up this jar. I bought a bourbon that is from Kentucky, because for those of you who don't know, I am in the Dayton, Ohio area. So Kentucky is just across the border from us, so I thought, I'm going to do something a little bit more local. So, but you can use whatever bourbon strikes your fancy, or whatever you can find that's available. Traditionally, most people that are making vanilla are using a vodka because it's a clear liquor that has no flavor, and they want just that pure vanilla flavor. This bourbon vanilla was inspired for me by a vanilla that I've been buying for quite a while at Trader Joe's that is a bourbon vanilla. And I thought, well, if they can make bourbon vanilla, why can't I? So that's where the idea for this came from. And then that spurred on the bourbon pecan chocolate pie. So I thought, well, I'm going to get 2 for 1 out of it, and that's what I'm going to go with. Now I didn't quite fill up the jar here because I had used a little bit out of out of the bottle for the pie. But as long as your beans are covered, you're good. What I'm going to do now is I'm literally going to seal this up. I'm going to put it in a dark corner of my pantry, and I'm going to let this sit. And maybe every, few days or once a week or whatever, I'll probably take it and shake it just so, those beans move around a little bit and, everything starts to love one another. And probably after, 6 or 8 weeks, this will be usable. The longer you let it sit, the more intense it's going to get. So I'll check it as it goes along and, see when it gets to a point where I want to use it. And when I do get to the point where I'm going to use it, I will bring you folks back at that point and we'll do a taste test on it and talk about the pros, cons, goods, bad, ugly. You know how it is. Because this is an experiment for me too, folks. I've never done this before, so we're going to see how it turns out. So, if you like this kind of thing and you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, come back and see us soon, and as always, I hope you had a great day.